Hello, my beautiful warriors of love and light, and welcome to this weekly reading from the 25th to the 31st of July. So we're closing out the month of July and heading into August. I failed to mention that on July 26th, we are opening the Lion Gates portal, but it's the most effective on the 8th of August, so I'll talk about it then. July 28th is the Leo new moon. And we all know Leo is that vivacious sign in the horoscope. They're very sociable. It's all about love and romance, and it's just this feeling of vibrance with Leo, the being in the spotlight, right? Also, there's prosperity and abundance playing a role as well, because Jupiter is very active in this new moon, and Jupiter is our sign of that exactly. It's opportunity and growth and abundance. But the very interesting thing about that is Jupiter is going retrograde on the 28th of July until November 23rd. But the fact, so from what I learned from an astrologer, is that the fact that Jupiter goes retrograde on that day, it actually is like stays put on the day and then it moves into retrograde. And that staying put of that planet means that on the 28th is like a fruitful day of abundance and opportunity. So pay attention to this 28th of July that's coming up. Things might happen for you. You might get that promotion. You might get that job. You might some money might come in. But again, like I always say, doesn't have to be the 28th. It could lag and go into the first week. So very explosive energy right there on the new moon in Leo. Venus is also playing a role in there, and Venus is all about our divine feminine. It's also about becoming our authentic self. So there's very interesting energy. And then there's a Mercury that squares Uranus. Squares are like when they're at 90 degrees from each other. So they're kind of challenging each other. Mercury is communication. Uranus is rebellion. So there might be a little bit of miscommunication happening at that day as well. So that's why it's very energetic, right? So there could be an unpredictable outcome to something, or an unexpected change that happens, which makes sense, I guess, with this Jupiter. Maybe there's an unexpected change. Maybe you lose your job, but then you get another job, right? Because of Jupiter. So expect that. But haven't we been expecting this and doing this for the past months and years already? So this is just the planets. If you're very in tune to the planets, this is what is happening. So now, July 31st to August 1st, but it lasts for the month of August, there's a triple conjunction, which is Uranus, Mars, North Node in Taurus, in the sign of Taurus. Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus. For Uranus to land in a planet, it usually takes 84 years. It's the last time I believe that Uranus was in Taurus was, I'm going to check because I want to be right about this, was in 324 BC. So Uranus, we know, is a rebellious planet. It's about technology. Uranus rules Aquarius. So it's all about advancement, higher learning. And Taurus is about stability. It's about money, right? It's about economy. It's also about the physical body. So, and the North Node is about destiny. Now, it's often described the North Node in the South. It's often depicted as a head of the dragon, and the South is the tail of the dragon. I'm bringing up the dragon because I don't know if you've been looking up in the clouds in the skies, but lots of dragon imagery. For me, the dragons are coming. You're going to start to see the dragon. I got that message anyways in my Akashic records when I went in. They were like, dragons are coming. So Like, I don't believe that dragons are fairy tales. I believe they're real, and actually the dragon energy is showing up in a lot of us, and it's activating. So it's very interesting that this is happening. So but the conjunction of them all is like I said, Uranus, and then Mars is a warrior planet. Mars rules Scorpio. So it's like, it also rules Aries, by the way. So there's also like that explosive nature. So what is going to explode in our face here? Is it like a change? Is it upgrade to technology, perhaps? Which, like a blowout when it comes to the economy? Is it like a changeover of the how we we exchange money, perhaps? Is it like, but all of this is part of this journey with the North Node, right? So it's definitely something that is coming up. So we've been seeing a lot of it. We've been seeing a lot of rebellion in the world with Sri Lanka. There's like tons of activity happening, and Argentina, there's things happening there. There's happening all over the world. So we're feeling it and we're seeing it, and it's bound to happen. We all knew that there was going to be a change in economy, and perhaps this will be the Kickstarter. And so that's all said and done. So the new moon in Leo, I'm going to go back to the new moon in Leo. It's about pausing and reflecting and looking at your path. And now that you know that this triple conjunction is coming in the next few days after that, the Leo, maybe it's time to get ready for these energetic shifts. They're not only energetic, for me, I feel because it's in Taurus, it's going to be a physical shift. So whether it's physical in your body, whether it's in the physical plane out here for eyes to see. So I wanted to talk to you also about programming, because I did a post recently on Instagram when I wrote, when you doubt yourself, you reject your soul. And it's a little bit about when we doubt ourselves, which is you're gonna see a lot of that in our readings this week for a lot of the signs. There's this feeling of because we're moving away from this old energy, we're moving into a new energy, and this is like, this triple conjunction is actually moving us away from, like, it's like moving into a new energy, right? Like, things are happening in the world, whether you want to believe it or not, or whether you're feeling it or not, it's happening. It has to be physical for people to see it, right? Energetically, it's like through the roof. Like I said in Instagram, I'm like full goosebumps all the time. I feel like I'm in a different timeline than many people. And it's not to say that I'm better or you're better or whatever. It's like we're all experiencing this very differently. And that's why I keep encouraging comments or encouraging you to reach out to me or whatever, because it's kind of interesting to see how each journey is playing out. But the programming is so important to me, that the deprogramming of our old selves is so important for all of us, because it keeps us stuck in belief systems. It keeps us stuck in old patterns and old ways and old behaviors, right? So like, what is a program? Like, let's say, like, I'm going to give you a really simple example. Good morning is a program. Good evening, thank you, I'm fine, how are you? Those are programs. So everybody says good morning. So your ego is like, okay, it's like a program, right? Like you're programming in your mind. So change it up. Say rainbows and sunshine instead, and people are gonna be like, what? Right? Doesn't matter what people say. This is you being unique. You being uniquely you. And when you say rainbows and dragons or whatever I said, I don't even remember what I said. Whatever you say, your ego was like, excuse me, what is that? And that commences the deprogram. So like right now, when I say goodnight, I say twinkle twinkle to everybody, and they're like, yo, what? I don't care. That's my new thing. Twinkle twinkle. It's super cute, and it's like, okay. But like programs are like multitasking, doing things, overdoing, like always keeping busy. Why do we have to keep busy? That's a program. Our emotions are programs. Like our happiness, our crying, our shock, our disbelief, our condescension, all of these are programs of situations that we should feel. So if you see a baby crying on the TV, then you should cry because you should feel sad about it. And it's like, you're like, well, I do feel sad about it. I'm like, yeah, I know. But it's like, catch yourself in these situations and ask your soul, what is it really feeling? And it's like, no, I'm happy the baby's crying because it shows emotion, kind of thing, right? There's like instances, like, listen, I'm going to give you a really good example of myself. So my sister passed away in 2017, and for 1 year I grieved immensely. I was like super depressed. I cried all the time. And now when I think about it, obviously I cried like for the first 2 days. I was a wreck, right? Because I missed the physical soul, the physical being of her. But after that, it became just a program that obviously I have to feel sad because she's my sister. And if I really went into my soul would be like, no, she's right next to you. So why are you sad about it? So I know that what I'm talking about right now is very triggering to people. It's very uncomfortable for people to hear this, and it's uncomfortable for me sometimes too. But it's like I feel like I need to say this out loud because it makes sense. And I remember when my mom passed away when I was 17. I remember being at the funeral, and I didn't feel anything. But then it was like, oh, it's because you're numb or because of this. And I'm like, maybe I didn't feel anything because my soul knew that she's right next to me. She's sitting right next to me. It's not like she's gone. Like, death is part of the illusion. And of course we miss them physically, but energetically they're here next to us, and we will see them very soon. So there's this, is that really catching yourself every time you experience an emotion, because the deprogramming of your mind makes you go into 0 point, into a neutrality. And everyone's like, well, neutrality is like, no, neutrality is not reacting to something because you just always reacted that way. Neutrality is like feeling emotions as well, but feeling it from the heart. And you're like, well, I feel sad about the baby crying on the TV. I'm like, yes, you do. Of course you do. But if you really take that moment and go into the soul is more neutral, and it's far more elevated than us, obviously, right? Because it is not programmed. It does not use the 5 senses that we have, the 6 senses that we have. It just is. And that's why it keeps telling us just to be. Just be. Do not, you don't need to do things all the time. You don't need to make these lists. You don't have to study and learn all these things, because you know everything. It's all inside you. All of it. It's not outside of you. I just recently had a beautiful meetup with one of my followers, who is a beautiful friend now, and she told me about her father giving her some wise words when he was alive, that he said, it it's not about what's outside of you, it's all about what's inside of you. And that's exactly what he is. He's very right about that. We put too much emphasis on the external world, on even like the material, or the leaders, or the family, the friends, everybody, like everything. The programs, it's all programs. It's all of it. It was all, was all meant for us to awaken into our power and into our heart, into the eternal love that we have. And if we, the way I want to describe it is that we have to catch ourselves. Like, I'm always catching myself too. I'm always like, oh, I react, right? And it's not about, it's when we react, we're like, oh, and you catch yourself and you're like, okay. So it's almost being conscious of your reactions, conscious of your feelings and your emotions. Why am I crying? Why am I depressed? Is it because that's what everybody is? Everybody should be depressed because they have no money. But why do you have no money? Because you truly believe that you're not an abundant being. It's a ripple effect, right? Because if you truly were from the soul and really, really believed that you're a powerful being of light, then you would never worry about money. You would never worry about finding your true love. You would never worry about your path. You would never worry about your destiny. You would never worry about anything. Worry would not even exist in your vocabulary. Because you just know that whatever is supposed to be will be. And that's the biggest lesson, or the biggest obstacle and blockage for every human, because we are programmed, and we actually created these programs for ourselves to get to this point. But now we are moving into a new energy, and it's very obvious. I feel the high energy. I feel the energetic shift already. The timelines are making a shift, a move, with this new moon in Leo, this trine conjunction with a whole bunch of the Lionsgate portal coming in August. It's going to blast open a whole different, I don't want to say dimension, because I don't like, a whole different, like an unveiling of the old, of the new, like an unveiling of the new, and like a discarding of the old. And it's not going to be comfortable. I know it for certain. That's why they're getting us ready with all these energetic upgrades, with all this DNA upgrades. That's why the sun has been potente in these past few days and weeks. And a lot of people will say it's global warming and climate change, and maybe there is, because we are at fault for that. But a lot of it is solar radiation, and that's why you need to drink water. If you don't know already, we sell sea moss, and sea moss is full of iodine and magnesium and zinc and everything that you need. It has 92 of the 102 minerals inside of that beautiful sea moss that will help you through this journey that we're on. Because you need to take care of your body and rest and rest. And listen to your heart, and listen to what it's saying to you. So important to go into your heart. I'm gonna keep it, it's 19 minutes, I'm gonna keep it short this week. It's not short, but it's all good. And I can talk about the deprogramming for like months, but like, I can talk about it next week. Just catch yourself when you're talking. Catch yourself when you react, when you respond, when you express an emotion, and ask, and go inside and ask yourself, is it really what I'm feeling? It's a game changer. And change those good mornings and those good evenings, and change all the I'm fine. When someone says you're fine and you're not fine, you're like, You're stepping again 5 steps back, and the universe can say, excuse me, we know that you're not fine. You know, it's like, it's that coming into that knowing that you can't lie anymore. No more white lies, none of it. You have to be completely transparent and authentic, because your soul is like, yo, we're gonna make you like learn that lesson all over again. Right? All right, my beautiful warriors, I'm gonna see you in your readings. I'm gonna give you a new moon extra card this week. Also, all the signs are very deep this week, so get prepared for it. Get that coffee, that tea, whatever you guys are doing. Let's hunker down and really get into these messages. I love you, and I will see you next week. And happy new moon in Leo. Hello, my beautiful Aries. So we got dance with life. Do something to change your energy. And I want to read from the book because it has a very beautiful message. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, your energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural rhythmic beat which governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy, frequency, and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift the energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's time to shift things up and to find a way to dance along with the beat of life. So what this says is, like I said on Instagram, I feel like some of you are holding back, some of you are hesitating or doubtful of a move that you need to make, or a situation in your life, or perhaps like a feeling that you have deep inside of you, and you're wanting to make this change, and yet you're not dancing with life. And it's like this energy is like, just do it. Like I said in Instagram, go dance, go sing in freaking public, go make the move regardless of what everyone else is thinking. So this is a very energetic move here. So I have 2 decks again. Let's see, we have the Queen of Wands, and who is that? It's Aries. That's you, baby. So you're showing up. So by you showing up in this reading speaks volumes, because obviously there is something that is needing to make a move, make a change in your life. So we have the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is a Libra energy, but the 4 of Swords speaks of calm. Let's see. And Transformation, which is the Death card. Change is in order in your life. Here you are. Okay, let's look at the bottom. Strength in reverse. Very interesting. Strength is Leo, by the way. With this new moon in Leo, you might feel the effects of this new moon in Leo, since your strength is in reverse. So what does it mean? Like, a strength card is a courage, bravery, and here you have a lack of courage, a resistance to change, people. The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. I was like, the Queen of Wands. It's the same thing. Aries showing up again, people. You're showing up twice in this reading. Definitely something here. Okay. Oh, yes. I remember this now. We had the 5 of Cups, which is depression, loneliness, seeing the glass half empty. So I wasn't satisfied with the 5 of Cups. So I went for another card. And what we got was the Devil. Capricorn energy. This transformation is Scorpio energy. So when I got the Devil, I was like, yo, dudes, what is going on? So when I look at this, the fact that you show up twice is very meaningful and significant here, because you are obviously in a process of massive change in your life. This transformation card. You are, whether it's like a practical thing, like you're changing a job, you're changing your home, you're moving, you are going across the ocean. You've never traveled before. You're doing something very important in your life. You're gonna get the degree that you always wanted, or you're leaving something behind. You're definitely wanting to do something, and I see it clearly in the cards, but the fact that the Strength is here in reverse feels like you're holding back from making this change. You're finding an excuse to not dance in the street and to not sing. You understand? You're holding back. You're finding a reason to like, oh no, it's because I'm like dreaming this up in my head, or no, you're not answering the call, my beautiful Aries, to whatever it is that's happening here. It also could be that you have like Queens could also be like you have mentors in your life, or friends that are showing up here wanting to give a lending hand with the Strength in reverse. There could also be a woman in your life that is actually pulling back from you. That's actually like a little bit of a blockage here for you, holding you back from this next step in your journey, because you're like, I almost feel like the Five of Cups and the Devil showing up here at the end with this change on top. I feel like you've been holding on so tightly that you're afraid to make this move. And the Devil showing up is like control, ego, manipulation, and you're falling for it. You're falling for, like, you feel like out of control because it's out of your normal, Aries, to actually go dance in the middle of the street. That's the metaphor here. It's like you're fearful instead of like tapping into your fire energy. You know, the Strength is also a fire energy here, even though it's showing up in reverse. It's Leo, Aries, like you are fire signs. You're impulsive, you are inspirational, you're creative, you're bursts of energy. And yet here we find you a bit in the lacking of that, because you're afraid of making the next move. And it's like you're needing to make, like, how else are you going to move into this new energy, Aries? You're just going to stay stagnant in an old energy because you're so stubborn in your belief system, or you're so stubborn in what is happening right now in your life, that you're not willing to crack open a bit, like to walk through these pillars of ego to get to that light, because it's only going to end up in the same recycled story again for you. You're only going to continue repeating and looping in the same story over and over again, and you're being given like a way out. The light is coming down. It's like, hey Aries, come on, you can do it. Step outside of your comfort zone, move outside of whatever it is that's holding you down. Like it's like almost disabling you from moving outside of your mind. The Four of Swords is like a mind card. Usually the Four of Swords shows up, it's like a relax, take time for yourself kind of card, and here I'm feeling it's like you're not even able to be there because your mind is like racing. You're like, oh no, but I have to take care of other people. I have Queen of Wands is like that, Aries. It's like, I gotta help out at this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And it's like, no man, you don't need to do anything. If anything you've learned, if you've been watching me for a while, is that we don't need to do anything, right? And if we do anything, it needs to align with what we think and what we say. So it's really important, all this. I feel like there's something really like massive that you are inhibiting yourself from moving forward. And this is your sign. It's like, stop resisting. Stop thinking of, well, this might happen. You know, like, stop thinking here and now go in here. Queen of Wands, like in this one especially, she's colorful. She's all heart here, right? Go back to your heart. Start dancing in the streets. Start stepping outside of your normal. Step outside of the square that you put yourself in. And even if you're on this journey and you're awake and like, you're like, no, I'm not in a square, but there's something holding you back from moving into the journey that you're supposed to be on. And you keep repeating the same jargon. You keep repeating the same things over and over. You're still living in some kind of a reality that's not working for you right now. It's like stepping outside of it and like moving into your heart, because this is the future. This is the outcome. If you don't make this change, you will end up in this kind of control energy. And we don't want to be there. I mean, I don't want you to be there. I feel like this is like you entering into another portal again. Another loop. You could go, okay, I'm not backing down. I'm sticking true to what I believe in. Belief systems are old energy. We need to move away, become neutral, and by going into your heart. It's all here. You are rejecting your heart. Leo rules the heart. It's in reverse. You're you're allowing your mind to take control. And we're needing to step away from the mind. So if you haven't listened to the intro, we can learn how to deprogram that mind of yours. There's just this feeling of you are at that precipice, and it's like your soul is like, come on, Aries, we're here. And you keep going back into this all the time. What are you doing? We know you're like, it's like persistence and pride and survivor. Those are all programs. Those are all old life, old energy. Like, we have to show that we are like amazing and we're like, so no, that's devil. That's devil energy. You're not that. You don't even know who you are, right? So embrace the fact that you have no idea who you are. You're playing out, we're all playing out an old made up self of ours. Now you're being asked to move into something completely new, and it's actually bringing you there, Aries, and you're having to release yourself. So, I'm talking esoterically a little bit, but I'm also feeling like you're in a situation in a home life, your health perhaps, your family life. There's just a feeling of you not wanting to make a change in whatever area of your life. And it keeps bringing you back into that same loop over and over again. So, I would like to give you a message for this new moon in Leo, because this new moon in Leo is your fellow fire sign. And it's all about you embracing the love, the joy, the simple, it's not simple Leo, but very joyous. Releasing yourself from this resistance that you're holding on to. So Aries, please, what do we have as a new moon in Leo? Message for Aries, please. Meditation. Take a moment to connect to Source through quiet, reflective meditation. I mean, even if you guys don't meditate, but this is a very interesting message to just look what's at the bottom of the deck. Love. Going into your heart, live your truth, and share the love that is in your soul. But going back to meditation, that feels like you need to take that time to really look at your situation as at hand right now, and really see, why am I putting so much of my energy there? Am I giving my power away? Am I allowing something to take control of my life because it's what I should do? Da 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 da. There's this feeling of you falling in this trap of this made-up reality that's outside. It's also it's like you're being given this pathway of change, and you're resisting. So take that time to connect, my beautiful Aries. And if you want more messages, go check your rising in your sign, and your rising and your, oh my God, I'm losing my words. Your rising and your moon sign. Wow, man. So I don't know if it's happening to you, but it's happening to a lot of us. We're losing our vocabulary, we're losing our words, we're using a lot. So memories are going to start dissolving as well, but you're needing to move in, like as much as us, we're all, something is happening to us and you're resisting this change, my beautiful Aries. So go ahead and check that. And also I'm open for, you can start to book sessions for August and September if you would like. Tarot, I do tarot on Zoom calls or live, and also I do Akashic Records reading until the moment I don't. So I love you. I will see you next week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Taurus. So we got trust your path. I mean, isn't that what you always want to see? I love this card. There's a portal here. There's someone walking towards the portal. There's like desert, water, mountains. There's a whole bunch of things. So, and it's very cosmic. There's this feeling of you, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? We all know that we are supported. Everybody watching this channel, I think, knows that already. But really think about that. Like, I think we tend to like stop ourselves, and we disbelieve our situation at this moment in time. Like, you're like, well, is it really a reality? Is it really an illusion? Like, I still have to pay my bills. I still have to do this. I still have to do this. But then we don't. Then we walk off the path, right? Because we've rejected it. We've rejected our soul in that sense. Like, we doubted ourselves. I did a post on Instagram, when you doubt yourself, you reject your soul. It's exactly that, because you're not trusting that everything is already set out for you. Like, why would we come into this life and set ourselves up for disaster? We wouldn't. I mean, some of us have volunteered for disaster, but you can feel it in your soul where you're supposed to be. So I'm going to read from the book. The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they are waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. If you take one baby step in each day, within a year you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in just a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you have journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new level of support and receiving. Things are not going to work out the way you are planning. But if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you could possibly imagine. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. Very true. I totally believe that. We tend to fall back on the micromanaging. We tend to lose our way because we're like, well, and then you like follow into another path. So I love this. Oh, let's get this like this. So let's see what's going on for you. The Knight of Crystals, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo, which is our fellow mate here, Earth sign. Money's coming into you slow and steady. That's what it means. So let's see what's going on. Queen of Crystals, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Capricorn, our other Earth sign. The fact that they're showing up together is really interesting. It could also be a relationship here, or it could be a mother-son, mother-daughter kind of relationship. Let's see. Ace of Swords. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. But the Ace of Swords is communication that we love to do so much, Taurus. It's like something new, maybe something coming in, a new project as well, a new opportunity coming in. Love it, love it, love it. Eight of Cups. Pisces. Moving away from someone, something, a situation. The fact that it's under the Knight of Crystals could again be a partner, could be a someone younger than you, could be a lot of things. Let's see. The Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords under the Queen. Maybe you're having an issue with a mother or female in your life. But you're resolving it. But it's painful. Let's see. The Ten of Swords is a Gemini. And the King of Pentacles. We have the Knight, the King, and the King. The Knight, the Queen, and the King, and this is Taurus. So we have Earth, Capricorn, Virgo here showing up. Earth, Capricorn. What the hell? See, I'm losing my mind. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So in Aries, I like went through I blanked on like moon, the word moon. So I'm like losing words. I'm losing my vocabulary, and I think that's a normal thing as we move into a new energy. We're gonna start losing a lot, memories, everything. So just be patient, please. So we have the Knight, the Queen, the King, the Court card of the Pentacles, which is our energy. Prominently here showing up. So for me, it could be a family issue with you guys, or it could be a relationship issue here. But trusting your path feels right away when I see it all together here. There's a lot of scenarios happening in my head with this Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords showing up underneath this couple, or this parent, sibling, parent, child thing, or it could be siblings. That's why it's coming out of my mouth. Whatever it is, there's a relationship that you, Taurus, are having to, like, it's almost like your contract is up with this person, and it's like a bit hard for you. It's like heavy for you to say goodbye to this person. And I'm not only speaking relationship here, I'm speaking a lot of different kind of relationships. It could be something at a work, could be a friend, it could be, like I said, a parent-child, or a sibling, or just someone in your life that it's just not working anymore. It could be your partner as well. There's just this feeling like, I think we've been given this like message many times, Taurus, but it's again showing up, and it's like the Ten of Swords is holding on to this heavy energy. Like she's like stabbed here with all these heavy energies, sorrow, like what if, sadness, like sorrow, sadness, same thing, like depression, heartbreak, kind of this energy that you're holding on to. And it's the Ace of Swords, like it's time for change. It's time for truth. The Sword of Truth. It's time to like pick up those wings and fly. You are like Aries, kind of you're holding on to something, and it's like trust your path. You're holding on to an old story. That's what's happening here, Taurus. And yet everything is like aligning for you. You've got your whole, like, there's a support system around you, whether it's, like I said, a child, a sibling, whether it's a woman, a man, a partner, a friend. You have like a lot of people around you, there to hold your hand, there to help you through this, and yeah, you're resisting. You're resisting your next step, and you almost are finding like a little bit of comfort in this energy. Ten of Swords is like overthinking kind of energy. It's a little bit of victimization as well, like that's a program again, but it's you're scared. You're almost scared. You're fearing the next move. But this is where it's beautiful, and this is why this is coming here. It's like you need to trust that what you're leaving behind is an old story, an old energy, an old pattern. It's old. It's an old, like, soul story. We need you to walk in this. We need you to be a brave warrior that you are, my beautiful Taurus, and walk through this like the king that you are. The king, the queen, whatever you want to label yourself as the leader that you are, the conqueror, the warrior that you are. Because this is you, Taurus. And perhaps it's like moving into a new relationship, but I'm not feeling that right now. The way it's a very personal thing for you, Taurus. It's like you moving into your true essence. And knowing that you're not alone. And the Taurus is like, stands on his own and is, but also in this energy that we're in, it's not about us just standing on our own and being proud on our own. It's about going out there and looking for help from everyone else. There's people out there willing to support your journey, however you make your decision. So it's like being brave. Be the brave king, leader, emperor, whatever it is that you want to call yourself, and move. Because this energy keeps showing up, and it's because you're not trusting. You're just not trusting yourself to make this decision, to make this move. And it like I said, it could be anything in your life. These readings always, like, it's not always about your partners. It could be your partner though, but it could be about something else, a situation at work, or it could be, but you only know what it is that you need to do, and I know you already know what you need to do. And it's like, I think we keep getting the same messages over and over, and some of you are stuck and you're still not able to make that jump or that leap or that move. But if you don't, you just keep repeating the path, and you never end up in that portal. You just keep like finding another mountain to climb, drowning in another sea, getting thirsty again in the desert and having to redo it over again to find that water hole again. So very interesting message coming through here. It's all in love, of course, but there is something, once you make that move, that change in your life, the Ace of Swords is guaranteeing you a complete new growth opportunity, a new expansion of consciousness, but also an expansion of wherever you are at. Like, Ace of Swords is awesome. Something grand is waiting for you on the other side. With the king, with you there. Like, there's nothing better than this. Like, abundance is all here, right? Job or whatever it is, it's like there. It's all here. But first we have to make these little changes. Right? So let's see what your new moon in Leo message is. New moon in Leo for Taurus. What do they need to know? How do they need to... What that they need to work on, perhaps. What new intention do they have to create? All right. Choice. Oh my God. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. I mean, I don't know. Starseed, raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. I mean, I like this because be that starseed that you are, right? Trust your soul. Trust the light that's inside you. It's leading you on the path that is right for you. Not everybody else, right? Like I keep saying, everybody else has their own journey, but you are being led down a path, and you keep veering off the path because you keep caring about what other people are going to think, or you like it's the same old story, but we're not in old stories anymore. We're in new stories, and it's time to make your choice. Taurus. All right, so that's your message for the week. Again, check your rising and your moon for other messages, and know that I'm booking sessions for tarot and Akashic Records for the month of August, so please do that. You can find my information below, or just DM me on Instagram. Okay guys, do what you need to do. I believe in you. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Gemini. So we got answer the call. When I see this, what is your soul calling you to do? When I see this card, I feel like some of you are being nudged or poked to go into a specific direction, and you're like, no, I'm not ready for that yet. I still want to luxuriate in this life, and I still want to do this, and I still want to do this. Well, everything's going great in my life, so why do I need to go towards that? But answer the freaking call. Like, again, I say this often to my clients in sessions, but when you get the call to move, to change your job, to whatever, travel, to change your partner, whatever it is, we need to listen, because that call comes from your soul. When you doubt yourself, you reject your soul. And do we want to reject our soul? No, because it is who we are, the true essence. So I'm going to read from the book, because let's see what it has to say. Whatever you're called to do, that is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the calls of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you are not most people, Gemini. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it's leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There's no end destination. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Ooh, I like it. You know, if you follow me already, you know that I was called to go drive across Canada, which I did for a month, and I understood why, and I was given the reason why as I was there. So everything is for a reason. Even if your call is to get up and go get water at the convenience store, you answer the call, because maybe there's someone you're going to bump into. Do you understand how this works? So I don't know about you guys, but you stop being afraid of it and start listening to your soul. Let's see what's going on. The moon. Speaking of intuition, the moon is a Pisces energy as well. That's important in your life. Seven of Wands. Kind of like this. That's having faith in yourself. Five of Wands. A little bit of struggle, personal struggle. Let's see what they say here. The Four of Wands. Look at this, all Wands energy. fire energy around you. The Four of Wands is celebration, marriage, under the moon. Six of Cups. Someone coming in from your past, perhaps. And the Eight of Swords. Very interesting that that's the future. Eight of Swords, you see this Eight of Swords here? She's veiled with these like swords in the ground. She's afraid of making the next move. Under the Five of Wands. So already I feel like you are in full struggle mode, Gemini, because you're not answering the call. The moon is like intuition, but it's also sensitivity. It's like mystery. What are you saying to me, moon? There's a new moon in Leo coming. It's like the Four of Wands is Aries. There's a feeling here, again, see the Four of Wands is this energy of rejoice, celebration, something good is happening towards you. What was that noise? That was weird. And there's like, but you like overthinking this or finding wrong in this. I almost feel like some of you are looking too deeply into something. There's a feeling here that like the moon sign, like the Four of Wands feels like it's like joyous occasion. It's like really socializing, really enjoying your life to the fullest. And the moon shows up, and it's like you're hanging on to your past. Perhaps you're hanging on to all the fun that you have in your life, and you're hanging on to this like how it was with your partner, with your friends, with your family. That's kind of feeling here, because the moon is like nothing is as it seems. It's like almost like someone might be fooling you into believing that it's all like fun and games. There's like a and the Six of Cups, it could be someone that's in your current life right now from your past that's coming in. It almost feels like you're having the time of your life right now, Gemini. You're enjoying your life, but you're not seeing through all of it. You're I feel like there's something going on in your life that needs to change, because the answer to your calling, like you're being called to do something, to make a big move in your life. Either to leave a relationship, start a relationship, sell your home, buy a home, you know, like something massive. Move from where you live right now. Sell your business, start a new business. Like something massive is you're being pulled magnetically towards it, and yet you're like, no, I want to stay in my little bubble here and enjoy my life with all the people from my past or from my old life. I'm going to continue socializing, partying, doing whatever I need to do. Like, and yet the moon is like, yo, nothing is as it seems, right? You could live in that old life of yours, in that old story of yours, but then you're just going to stay here behind the mountain, looking at everything, all the new energy here that's moving forward, and you're going to stay behind because you're comfortable in this old story and you're afraid to make the move. You know what, Gemini, you're not the only one. Aries, Taurus, in the same situation. So 1, 2, 3, we're all like, there is a struggle happening in all the signs. The Five of Wands showing up, the Eight of Swords, like you don't want to see. You don't want to move into this calling. You're holding on to something that is not even real. Because the moon with your partying feels like it's an illusion. It's like, I know that you guys love to socialize, and you love to be with people, and you love to do things and have parties and dinners, but it almost feels like that. Oh my God, it feels like the illusion. Like you're not willing to step out of that right now, especially that it's summertime and you're just gonna hang and play the games that you've always played and play the same story over and over again and party and drink and eat and the whole thing, and it's just like almost mundane but fun, right? And you're gonna hold back from where your soul is calling you to go, because maybe your soul is asking you to make a massive change. And maybe it's asking you to make this change. The Six of Cups could be also that, like moving into remembrance of yourself. And you're struggling really hard. You're really holding on tight to what was. You're holding on so tightly, Gemini. It's like I could feel it. Eight of Swords is you too, by the way. You're Gemini here showing up. So I can't stress enough that, like, how integral and important it is to follow your heart at this moment in time. End of July 2022. We're entering, if some of you already feel it, the energies are insane in the membrane, and we're like shifting like crazy. But the more that it shifts, and the more that you are stubborn and stay in an old energy, the more you remain in the old energy, and the harder it is to shift. So I know that the illusion is it calls you. It's like programming at its best. It's oh look, you can travel all over the world. You could have all the cars and the houses and the restaurants that you want because everything's open now. But it's a veil. And you will have that eventually. But right now we're like in this massive shift. So please listen. And if your call is the call doesn't have to be a bad thing. The call is to leave this relationship or whatever it is, or move across the world. Do it. And you're the perfect sign to do these things. So why the resistance? Ask yourself why you're resisting. Do I want to continue playing in the illusion, or do I want to move out of this and move into self, move into my journey? So I'm going to give you a new moon in Leo and a card. Why do you like? Let's not struggle, man. This is like a Aries had this, like, struggle in the future because they're resisting their change. They're resisting the call. Gemini, please. Fruition. Rest assured your dreams and visions will come to fruition. But you need to trust. And creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. So this is gorgeous energy to get for this new moon in Leo. This is your intentions to create, to be fruitful, to step outside of this, whatever is holding you back from moving into this. Trusting your soul and answering the call. Trusting the plan. Trusting however things are supposed to move. We don't need to make lists. We don't need to make plans. We just need to go. Not even go. We just need to be. And this won't happen, this struggle, resistance, because we're just being. and trusting. All right, my beautiful Gemini. You have so much inside you. And yet I feel like some of you are resisting very greatly about moving into something completely new. Which is strange because you're usually open to the new. So just take care of yourself this week and catch where you are not listening to your soul. All right, my beautiful Gemini, I'll see you next week. Check your rising and your moon for other messages. Also, I'm booking tarot and Akashic record reading sessions for August and September, so please do that if you want. And I will see you next week. I love you. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Cancer. We got Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Good way to do that is with the Akashic records, but I will let you know this at the end of this reading. Let me read from the book. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release, ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It's time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of lives past. What old ways of being have an expiry date? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It's time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. This is also like a feeling for me of like releasing current issues in your life. Getting out of how you should be in this lifetime, how you should save your money, how you should... The should is already a killer for me. So how the obligation of family, the obligation of friends, the obligation, that is an old energy. So it's time to say goodbye to that and to really tap into what it is that you want to do with your life, Cancer. And how do you want to lead your life? You are guided, you're supported at all times with friends, family, but also angelic support or yourself, your higher self, your soul. Listen to your heart and detach from what it is that's keeping you a bit in the down low. All right, so let's see what's going on here. We have the Eight of Crystals. So Eight of Crystals speaks of work, school, courses, something that you're taking or something that you're doing in your life that is bringing in money. It doesn't always have to be that. It could be something that a skill, an ability. The King of Crystals, which is a Taurus, it's King of Pentacles energy. Could be a male in your life, could be a Taurus that's in your life, could be you learning how to save money, how to be practical. And the Five of Swords. Why is everybody's future like interesting? The Five of Swords is this feeling of, I don't know, vindictiveness and revenge. Let's see. Ten of Wands. So you're feeling burdened by work, by studies, by your abilities. The Temperance card, Sagittarius. Moderation, mastery, balance, your emotions. The Knight of Cups is a Pisces. It's love. It's the Knight of Romance, but it's under the Five of Swords. So like almost like vengeful love. or you're in the way of love coming in. That could be it. You're in your own way, Cancer, which is not unbound. Perhaps you are holding on to old stories when it comes to love, or not only like romantic love, friendship, relationship. You're holding on to how or you're holding on to, well, this person hurt me like 10 years ago, and so I can't trust this new person. This person treated, like that kind of story. I feel like that's happening here, right, for you. Because there's this anxiety that comes with work and school or something. You are thinking a lot. You're overthinking. You're carrying on a lot of weight when it comes to something at work. Maybe it almost feels like work is really good for you, or your school is really good for you, or whatever you're doing in your life feels very positive and optimistic, but yet it's nagging at you. There's something nagging at you, and that's why you feel bound. There's something that, like, maybe you're doing something because everyone thinks it's so successful, or everyone thinks that it's the best route for you, or you're actually making a lot of money, or there's just this feeling of like, even like it could be just like you have money and your economy, your stability, whatever, it just feels on point, and you're burdened. Maybe you're overthinking about money, you're scared to do anything, and you're saving your money, saving, and it's like, it's heavy. There's a very heavy energy here. It's like, unravel yourself from that and trust your soul, because abundance is always yours, kind of thing. King of Crystals is like, jump into this role of the king, he knows where his money's at. He knows that he's always abundant because he trusts himself. And the Temperance card is this balance of emotions. Doesn't really go well together, right? The Taurus is not about emotions, and this one is like, let's find a common ground here. There could be a sense of controlling energy around you, because the kings are always controlling energy as well, that they're forcing you to they could be part of your heavy energy as well, that they're like forcing you to be a certain way with money, with your the way you work, the way you save, or whatever, the way you do things in life when it comes to money. And it's almost for you to find that balance in your life. It's almost for you to like understand what it is that you want and how you want to achieve things, instead of like, I just feel like there's like an influence around you, an external influence around you that is like weighing you down, Cancer. And it could be the king, like could be like a Taurus, or could be like a father, a husband, a partner, or someone like a male figure, or Taurus, like I said. But it doesn't have to be, but it feels like that. It feels like that, the energy here. And the Temperance is showing up and saying, hey, what is it you want to do? How do you want to spend your money? How do you want to save your money? How do you want to what job is it that you really want in your life? What is your passion? Like, why aren't you doing what you really love to do, Cancer? Why are you always following the norm and following society, what they want, and following you know what I'm saying? There's this feeling here of you having to step into that King of Crystals, maybe a position, and saying, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want for my job. This is what I want. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel like you're struggling. And you're almost, and there's like, I thought of it differently, but now I'm seeing it like this. There's like a chance at love entering into your life. There's a chance at reconciliation with friends or a family member or something. There's just a chance at opening your heart, and you're resisting with the Five of Swords. You're resisting because you're holding on to an old story. Everybody's holding on to an old story, it seems. You're holding on to like what someone did to you 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 months ago, whatever. You keep holding on to, you're bound. This is, I really feel, I feel the binding here. I feel like you keep repeating the same patterns, you keep repeating the same things, and the same results happen because you're not truly following your soul path. You're not truly following what it is that the Temperance could be a mastery card. You're not being the master that you are. You're allowing others to construct the path that you're on. You're allowing, you're not taking responsibility for your decisions. You're allowing others to make decisions for you, and you don't like it. It's just not where you want to be in your life, and you're almost like a victim. You know, Taurus the same way, was like this. You're almost like placing yourself in that victim mode, and it's not a comfortable place to be. It's almost like it's time to allow that love to come in and open that heart, because you're all heart Cancer, and it's time to open your heart again to this, to the possibility of love coming in again, the possibility of the dream and job that you always wanted, the possibility of whatever it is that's making you feel like restrained and tight. You feel like you're being held back. It's really burdensome. I really feel it really strongly for you, Cancer. And it's time. It's like, look at this. She's like on the horse. She's like a warrior. She's like, I'm gonna go find my love. I'm gonna go find my heart. I'm gonna go and do what I want to do. I'm gonna go and seek out what I want, what my heart is telling me to do, not what everybody else is. This is like a common issue here. I'm seeing all the cards. Too much holding on to the illusion. Too much holding on to what is around you that's not even real. And who cares what other people are doing? It's time to be you, Cancer. I feel like you're holding back love from coming in, whether it's a partner or whether it's family or friends. And you're not even conscious maybe about it, but you're doing that. And it's all because you're not really listening to yourself, and you're allowing others to control you. So step into your mastery, my Cancer. It's time. Get unbound. Get the hell out of these old stories. This is not who you are anyways. None of these stories are you anymore. That's what's happening right now. We're walking out of these stories. Like, if there's something that's deep inside you've always wanted to do, and you keep feeling like you can't do it because everyone is like, no, 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 you know who to listen to. Yourself. So I want a new Moon in Leo card for my beautiful Cancers, please. Cancer, please. We're really picking the right one for you. I only pick jumpers, so we gotta be here for a while. They all came out. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna read all of these, so let's see. Let's see. No. Yes. Yes. Okay, we got 2. Surrender. Surrender your need to control the outcome. Just be with life in this present moment. Surrender, my beautiful Cancer, from these people that want to like rule your life, and surrender to the unknown. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. Stop being afraid of your journey. It's yours. And once you realize how very insignificant this old life of ours is, because as we move into a new life, it's completely changed, completely new. This is your time to be new again. Like, what would you do if you could start all over again? That is where we're heading. So listen to the soul and stop with the plans and the things and just follow your heart, my beautiful Cancer. I love you. I love you, and I love you. I will see you next week. Check your rising and your moon for other messages. Also, I'm booking sessions for August and September for tarot and Akashic Records reading while it's still open. So please message me here on YouTube or on my Instagram. I love you. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Leo. Happy new moon in Leo, and also happy birthday to any Leos having their birthday this week. So we got boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? I'm going to read from the book, and then I'm going to give you my interpretation. You're being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your body. Your belly, not your body, your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into the space that when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? Basically, your gut totally, and your heart. Like, the boundaries is there's obviously something around you that you're resisting change. You're resisting. What the fuck is that? I just got like spooked. Something fell. So I'm back. So where was I? So you're resisting change. There's something that around you that requires you to step away from. Maybe a person, a situation, a place. But boundaries is here to give you that. Say yes when you mean yes, and say no when you mean no. Very simple. So simple. So let's see what's going on. We got the Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new financial opportunity coming your way. A new business, perhaps, a new job, could be new love. We'll see what's going on around here. Usually has to do with financial. Look at this, the Five of Pentacles, which is poverty mindset, financial lack, right next to the Ace of Crystals. What's going on, Leo? Serenity. It's a Hermit card. It's a Virgo. Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is an energy of financial independence. Like you have all earth signs, by the way. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very simple. And the Six of Wands, which is a Leo. And who are you? Leo. So you're showing up with victory under the Five of Pentacles, which is lack. Very interesting. You're always like, oh, Empress, Taurus, Libra. So I don't know if you have a lot of earth signs in your chart or your friends with a lot of earth signs, but they're going to play a significant role for you this week in this new moon in Leo. And it's interesting because Taurus, if you listen to my intro, there is a conjunction happening with Uranus, Mars, North Node in Taurus. Right away, though, I feel like everything is just amazing except for this Five of Crystals, this money issue here. Let's see. Could be with the boundaries, because it feels like to me like some of you have great opportunity coming your way, whether it's a business, like a new project, or perhaps even an investment that's gone right. Oh, I think I get this. Because I'm like here it's like you're stepping into your own when it comes to abundance, which new moon in Leo, by the way, is all about that. It's like abundance, and where it's like Jupiter is active in it, and Jupiter is about abundance and opportunities. So you're like looking at a great week this week when it comes to your finances. But you, my dear Leo, are working from a place of lack. You don't believe that you are an abundant being of light. You don't believe that, or perhaps you've had situations you're in a situation in your life where someone is taking the money from you. You're in a situation right now where you're not knowing, you're just not trusting, because like you're not knowing how to invest, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's because you don't trust that the abundance is yours. And yet it's all around you, Leo. It's coming at you. It's like growing. It's like it's there. It's here for you. And you're not allowing it to come in. Because we have the Six of Wands, which is a victory card, which is success in every way that you can. This is you and Taurus here. Taurus is so worried about always security and materialism and money, and you're under there saying, no, 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 we got this kind of thing, and you're not trusting yourself. And the Virgo and the Taurus show up again with the Empress and the Hermit. It's like, who are you, Leo? You have the power inside you. You are divinely feminine. You are an entrepreneur. You have like those skills to succeed and accomplish whatever it is that you want. You have that in you, and yet you're holding back. It's almost like we just read, say yes, say no, and this is the no. And you rely on this. You keep saying no because instead of trusting. Because everything here says to me that whatever this project you're thinking about, jump in it. Whatever this job is, go for it. Whatever this, like, you're needing to move out of somewhere, do it. Stop allowing these people to hold you back. Stop allowing yourself to be held back by yourself. You set a little boundary around yourself, because you're almost drowning yourself in debt because you don't trust that abundance is yours, and it's freaking all here. Everything is being, you're being given the light in the dark, and you're still like, no, because I don't trust myself. I'm just gonna, like you're holding back. You're being a bit greedy or stingy, and it's not in a mean way either. It's just like because you're fearful. You're fearful of the next step. You're saying no to yourself, and yes, it's a 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 yes. Everything is a yes here, by the way, and that's a no. And the no is overpoweringly like winning with youth in a way. No, don't go traveling because, how are you going to pay the card after? No, don't get that job. It's paying a little bit less, but it's something you love so much. Don't leave the house. Don't. Don't. And you're listening to the don't, Leo. So I'm telling you right now with these cards here, it's time to say goodbye to the no and say hello to the yes, because new opportunity, new financial opportunity coming your way, new gains, financial independence, success, accomplishment, something amazing happening for you. Like a Six of Wands is just very optimistic, serenity. The Hermit is like stepping into a new path in the dark, but being lit up. Empress is the Empress, man. She's like in her inner knowing of who she is and how she's gonna make money. She doesn't have to worry about it because she knows she's got it. So we need to say this little lack here that's going on in your head is overpowering. This one little no is overpowering these 5 yeses. So let's switch the game around, Leo. Let's make this a bzz, and the rest yes. Right? It's the same with the boundaries. There's like, let's take away all these hands holding you back, even yourself, resisting this freaking amazing opportunity coming your way. So pay attention to what this opportunity is and jump. Do it. Stop with this lack, because I can't even express how not really believing that you're abundant, how much it affects your life. How you always have to be stuck in a pattern of lack at all times. Just let it go. Let go of the plans. Let go of all of it. Trust in you. Trust that your soul is guiding you in the right place. At the moment, it feels the money is tight. It's because if it feels like the money is tight at this moment, it's because you probably haven't believed in a long time and you're still learning that lesson. But once you let go, boom, manifestation comes in. Really put it out there. You cannot put a manifestation out there if you don't believe it's going to happen. Because if you don't believe it, again, another lesson. Got it? You are stepping into something amazing here, Leo. They're like rolling out the red carpet for you. It's all there for you. It's time to release yourself from all these doubts and hesitations and lack feeling and all this crapola around you, and just go say yes with heart. All right, that was interesting. So it's freaking amazing, by the way. So I'm going to give you one last new moon in Leo message to get you going. Oh, that's a very interesting card to fly out of here. Truth. See your light. See your light. Know your power. Have the courage to walk your truth. Your truth does not include this. It is your truth is the Six of Wands, which is you. Accomplishment, light, success, being true to yourself. What a great reading, Leo. Again, happy birthday. And really, truly start trusting yourself. All right, check your rising and your moon for other messages. And also, I'm booking August and September sessions for tarot and Akashic records reading while they're still open. So please do that. My information is below, or you can find me on Instagram. I love you so much and have a great week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Virgo. We love this card. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. So, I will read from the book. Do not question things so much. You are on the right track. You're facing the right way. Stop overthinking it. It's happening, and you're closer than you think. You're exactly where you need to be, and things are moving at the perfect speed. Do not rush it. Now is not the time to be impatient. Now is the time to walk steady. There's no rush. What are you building? What you are building is being built. What you have planted soon will blossom. With every new day, a new brick is being laid. You have come a long way. The foundations are steady. Now all that is needed is for you to trust and keep walking forward. If a thought that things should be moving faster enters your head, that is just your ego comparing your rising to someone else. Comparison is not your friend. Stay in your lane, water your garden, knowing that your time to bloom will come soon. I love it. Excuse me. I just think that this card came out, the stop overthinking. I was like, wow, man, like, could this be more Virgo, right? So it's like, just trust. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Trust that whatever is happening is meant to happen. Like, we sit there and like, we'll analyze everything about everybody's like behaviors and how they reacted and how they responded to you and how instead of just like allowing it to be and knowing that God, creator, source, has already set this plan for you. It's already in motion. Trust it. Face your true north and just continue with your day. Like, it's very clear. So let's see with Virgo, what's going on with you. Akashic Records. Oh, interesting that you got this. Akashic Records. If nobody knows what the Akashic Records are, that's your library of your past lives. And perhaps, if you didn't listen to my intro last week, I do Akashic Records reading, and that's like going into your past life to understand your old patterns, old behaviors. Like, if you keep finding yourself with the same partner in your life, you keep finding yourself in the same situation, or there's something that's like eating away at you and you just don't know how to stabilize it. In the Akashic Records, we can dissolve those past lives of yours. But considering that we're moving into a new energy, perhaps your Akashic Records are dissolving. So that's really interesting. Okay. King of Swords, Aquarius energy. This could be also some of you are dealing with legalities in your life, contracts, negotiations, judges, police, lawyers, that kind of thing. But doesn't have to be. Let's see. The High Priestess. Boom, baby. This is like Cancer or Pisces. The High Priestess is like no bullshit. She's like the Queen of Swords a bit, but even higher, more elevated in consciousness. She doesn't like waver. She does not think at all. She knows. It's a good card for you to have. Here. The Sun. Oh my God, you guys. This is like amazing. The Sun is Leo. We are in the season of Leo. The Sun is accomplishment, optimism, under the Akashic Records. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles is work. It's Capricorn energy. And the King of Wands, Leo, again, showing up in your readings. You got two Leos here. What are we asking them to do, Virgos? The Akashic Records and the Sun. Almost like shining your light and stepping away from your old stories. Well, this is like everybody's getting this. Every sign is getting this. So very interesting to me. And getting really clear on what it is you want to do in your life. Are you happy with your job? Like, it's time to like renegotiate with your job. Ask for a raise at this point in time. Ask for a better position if you want. There's that feeling here, like channeling this priestess and this King of Wands. Go into the negotiation table with these two energies. Like, this is what I want. This is you know, when, and then like very clear. Is it only about work here? No. I feel like some of you are in a journey of awakening into your soul remembrance. Like, we all remember who we are. Do we know exactly who we are? No. That is coming up. There's just this feeling of accomplishment, this feeling of like you're bearing your soul, like you're opening yourself up, you're opening your heart, you're allowing this sun to come in. The Akashic Records is like some of you perhaps are tapping in to your intuition, tapping into your past lives and seeing how they can help you with your next steps, kind of thing. Perhaps you are almost feel like you're really tapping into who you are, and it could be scary, and it could be mind-blowing at times. It could be very uncomfortable, but the sun is here and it's like we're guiding you through this. So step into this power of yours, King of Swords energy, and just ride the wave. A lot of you maybe are starting a spiritual business, perhaps. Maybe some of you are intuitives already, or mediums, or very high, or not necessarily that as or healers, but maybe some of you are very intuitive, and you're being asked to listen to your intuition a little bit more. Stop overthinking. You already know, right? Like a lot of you are not trusting in your the answers, the calls that come to you. You're not trusting in your messaging. There could be like a romantic partner coming your way, or there could be already a partner you have that's very strong. It feels very good, but you know, everything here feels to me that you are like the King of Swords energy is very definitive, almost like he's our practical, but he's not practical. That's the King of Pentacles more. He's like very clear in what he wants, but he's also it's like Aquarius. They're rebellious, very they're going to get whatever they want when they want, kind of thing. And the High Priestess, that's the same energy, but female. So there's like that male and that female energy of strength and inner knowing that's showing up here. And the King of Wands is like, yeah, I'm gonna just jump in and do it, and confidence, right? Leo, very like on top of it. And I feel like something is like brewing with you when it comes to work, definitely, or school. Whoever's watching this, there's this feeling of you getting what you want out of your job or school or lessons or practice or something that you are. It's like almost like a nudge to get yourself into gear. What are you doing? Go and do this. Go and like whatever it is that you are, like show your work, make that contract, open that business, start your project. That there's this feeling of like, this is it. You already know. Like, I feel like some of you are holding on to a past, Akashic Records. You're holding on to your past self. Well, this self like failed when she went to ask for a raise. This past failed when she did this or he did this. This past failed when he asked her out. You know, this is the Akashic Records showing up. It's like you're holding on to your past, and it's like, no. Step into your sun, which is what? your knowing. Step into your knowing. Step into your confidence. You can get whatever you want, Virgo. It's all here for you, man. This week is freaking awesome for you. You have it all. It's all lined up for you. So all you need to do is go for it. Stop living in another energy. You're living in a past energy that is not yours anymore. That's you before. Even yesterday is old. Every day goes, the yesterday is old. We're moving forward, but we're staying in the present moment. So right now in this present moment, pick up that phone, call that person, get what you want, because you deserve it. Freaking amazing, Virgo. It's an amazing reading, man. It's time to like check in, because you know what you need to do. It's all lined up for you. Success, accomplishment of whatever it is that you need to do, it's yours. So if you need to reach out to someone in a relationship, then you do it. If you're in a relationship, then it's freaking amazing. It's like I almost feel like it's like a job thing too. Like you need to just trust and move. Like the overthinking is old energy. Go into your heart. Freaking awesome. All right, so I'm going to give you a new moon in Leo message for Virgo, please. Virgo, what do they need to know, please? Alrighty. Magnificence. You are amazing, magnificent, and unique, but most importantly, you are enough. You are enough. Stop overthinking. Stop like doubting yourself. Stop hesitating. Just do it. All right, I love this freaking message for you. Okay, Virgo, this is amazing. Check your rising and your moon for other messages. Also, I'm booking tarot and Akashic record reading. Akashic record readings until they close. So this August and September. So please do make your booking. You can do it here or DM me on Instagram. All right, I love you and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Libra. We got yes. Just say yes. I wanted to show you what the book looks like. This is what says in the book. Yes, 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 yes. I was like, okay, don't overthink and just say yes. So, whatever it is that's been on your mind, my beautiful Libra, whatever it is that you've been in the back of your mind, not even on your mind, what's in the back of your mind, what you've always wanted to do, what you've been like holding back from doing it, waiting, like unsure of, it's like, no, just freaking do it, man. Call that person, go and travel, make the move, buy the house, sell the house, buy the business, sell the business, buy the project. It's like whatever, man. Jump into a new project, do it. This is fucking amazing, Libra. Like, I mean, you can't have a better card than this. Yes. So, like, let's see what's going on. The Nine of Wands. What is this Nine of Wands? Is stop contemplating, freaking do it, man. That's what it is. Nine of Wands, like, I'm not sure if I should do this. Da, da, da. The Tower. The Tower moment. You know what? You might say yes, and that all hell will break loose in your life. You might say yes, and your partner's gonna like say, "Yo, what do you mean?" You might say yes, and your boss gonna say, "Excuse me." That's the Tower moment. That is like the lightning and thunder moment that we've been waiting for. Starseed is the Fool card. Take that leap and go. I love it. It's freaking amazing right here. Ten of Cups. The happiest card of the tarot. Happiness in the family, happiness in your friends, happiness in your job. Stop worrying. Page of Pentacles. This is like amazing. Page of Pentacles is like, starting a new project, a new opportunity coming your way when it comes to finances, when it comes to stability. Under the Tower. Oh my God, Libra. Hello. It's freaking awesome. Ace of Wands. New opportunity, new love coming into your life. New, like the Ace of Wands is a lot of different things. New passion, new creativity, like a new lease on life. I mean, it's a yes deck. Except for, it's a yes deck. It's a yes spread, except for the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is like you're holding back, kind of. You're like, I'm not sure if I need to leap. So that there's that little part of you, and the Tower, of course. So yes, you know, Tower. But to me, I like the Tower here because the Tower speaks of sudden change, like a little bit chaos in your life, because something needs to break down for you to jump. I almost feel like you're I don't know if this is the message I'm getting here, but there's almost like a lot of you are really happy in your life, but still need a change. It's like you're looking at your life and say, well, everything is good. My marriage, my kids, my whatever, my job, my business, my project. There's this feeling of overall satisfaction in your life, but yet the Tower is saying there's going to be a little bit of an upheaval, a little unexpected opportunity, perhaps even a delay that's going to happen in your life. Something is going to come into your life and you're going to be like, what? But it's that moment where you're going to jump in and say, I got this. I'm heading. I'm going. I'm going to jump in, which is the Fool card, into whatever is coming my way. Whatever. It's a new friendship, a new relationship, a new start in your, a new bond in your family, a new project, whatever it is. It's like you're moving forward. And it's almost like you need that little disruption in that. I'm not saying that you're in a like not every Libra is in a little perfection of life, but I almost feel like you're comfortable in your life right now. You're feeling satisfied, and your soul is like, well, we're gonna change things up for you, Libra, because we need to veer you off into another little path of yours, because we need to wake you up to what is truly your calling. And they're gonna do it by a Tower moment. The Tower moment could be anything, right? Could be like you lose money and you're like, what the hell? But you don't lose faith, because you know that they have your back and money will come again. I say that because there's the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, usually financial opportunities, stability, security, something moving into that. Maybe it could be even a child of yours. If you have a younger sister, a younger brother, you have kids, there could be like a little bit of maybe you're in a divorce thing and your kid decides to stay with your wife, your husband kind of thing. There's that feeling here. Something is gonna like turn on you, but it's gonna be the best thing ever. So it's a beautiful read, because it's like, pay attention, Libra. This week, next week, whatever week comes, that moment where something just like whiplashes you and it's like, yo, what happened here? That person rejected you, that person asks you out that you've never even imagined that they would, that person like, or you get like an opportunity to jump into a project, you get thrown out of a project. You know, I'm just saying, like, something unpredictable. You lose your client, you lose your contact. Don't fret. And remember this reading, because that means that something is coming around the corner and you're going to jump right in. It's going to be, yes, this is it for you, Libra. So are we clear on this, Libra? Because for me, this feels very positive, and I think you need the Tower moment to show up for this to happen. So we have a conjunction happening with Uranus, Mars, North Node in Taurus, and Uranus is rebellion, North Node is destiny, and Mars is freaking warrior explosion. So that is that feeling here, and that's going to happen on the 31st to the 1st of August. So we're looking at something happening for you too. And don't scare away from it. Go head on and freaking jump. It's so amazing. It's so amazing reading. This is really good. All right, so I'm going to give you a new moon in Leo message for Libra, please. Libra, what do they need to know? I only take jumpers, so please be patient. Sometimes they jump and sometimes they don't. Libra, please. There we go. We got ourselves a free spirit. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. Love it. Be that free spirit. That is the star seed after all. It's just jumping, leaping, saying yes to whatever is coming your way. So I love it. Open those arms, open your heart, trust whatever is coming. When that Tower moment shows up, remember this. Say, okay, accept it and let it flow, because you are moving into something phenomenal and you're lucky and it's amazing. Tower, I'm putting it there. All right, my beautiful Libras. So check your rising and your moon for other messages. And also I'm taking on new tarot and Akashic record reading sessions for the month of August and September. So go ahead and DM me down below or DM me on my Instagram. I love you and I'll see you next week. It's freaking amazing. Bye. Amazing. Hello, my beautiful Scorpio. We got the Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Priestess in the tarot is the second card, is the second person that the Fool meets on the journey of higher learning, right? They first start with the Magician and they come to the Priestess, and the Priestess is like, I can teach you everything, because they know everything, because they trust their heart and they trust their gut. I'm going to read in the book for you. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It is by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is the leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward to. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it's because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Ooh, that's deep. Okay. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you are and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they may even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggle, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Are you ready to lead, my beautiful Scorpios? Because we know you got it in you to do that. This is also just stepping into your own, in your area of your life, in your situation that you're in. It's like you have it. You've always had it, and you've always relied on others to be those leaders for you, but you're the freaking leader. You know that, Scorpio. Anyways, let's see what's going on with you. Okay. Awakening. The Awakening is the Judgment card, which is ruled by Pluto, which is you, baby, Scorpio. So Awakening showing up here is like a lot of things happening. So let's see what else there is for you. 10 of Cups. Happiness in the home, happiness in your job, happiness in your life. Like, we haven't seen this in a while for you. I love it. The Lovers card. It's also a choice card, but it's a Lovers card, so this could be something good for you single people out there. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is an interesting energy. This is Scorpio, this is Pisces, this is Gemini, this is Sagittarius. This is like an energy of contemplation. It's like knowing that you can win, but still holding back. So that's a little bit of Scorpio showing up here. So let's see what else is going on. 2 of Cups. Hello, soulmate energy. Soulmate energy under the 10 of Cups. And the Moon card, just to give us a little like twist, which is a Pisces energy. The Moon card could be amazing, could be like intuition and stepping into your own, but also could be holding on to your past, could be like someone around you, like nothing is as it seems kind of card, with your lover here showing up. So interesting how they all come together. And the Priestess is like asking you to step into your knowing, right? That's basically the message here. So it's like you know what to do in your life. You don't need me. You don't need anyone else to guide you, to tell you what to do. We're just here to spark it and nudge you, kind of thing. So this is the awakening part of your journey, where you're awakening into your knowing. Your soul is guiding you at this point, but some of you are holding back. Some of you are like, no, I'm just gonna stick into my meditation and like really connect to myself. Like, you know, you don't need to do that. You just need to talk to yourself. You just need to listen to your soul. That's who you are. There's nothing outside of you. Everything is inside of you. And this is like a little bit of a false flag for a lot of us spiritual people, is that we need to connect with something in the cosmos and whatever, but it's nothing out there. It's all here. All here. You are the priestess inside you. So this little message for anyone out there that is on this journey, that you are looking outside for something else. You're going to a psychologist, you're going to bank advisor, you're going to other people, that you don't need anybody. You just need to ask yourself, should I invest in this? Yes. Okay. It's that easy. It really is, once you trust. Should I invest in something? They're like, no. Okay, so okay. And then the 10 of Cups shows up with the 2 of Cups. Like, I can't even express what this means. The 10 of Cups is like, obviously some of you are in a current relationship and it's going really well, or you're like, there's like happiness coming towards you at home. Maybe you're going to meet a soulmate. Maybe this is in the process of happening, but I feel like it's now, in the now moment. This is the present. But the only reason I hesitate is because I see the Lovers and the Moon here. For me, what I feel like there is some form of you moving into a more positive path in your life. You're moving into, like, you're seeing the light instead of seeing the dark all the time, Scorpio. Huh? You're like moving into you're actually opening your heart, and it's allowing for this to happen. Like you're getting along with your family members, you're getting along with your kids, you're getting along with your siblings, your friends. There's just a harmony, like a harmonious balance happening here. And also you're opening your way for soulmates to come in, which are not only romantic, right? They could be friends, they could be colleagues, they could be strangers, but a connection. And soulmates are always here to teach lessons. So you're being connected with your soul tribe, which is kind of what they said. It's like your tribe is coming in. But there will be a moment in your life, there will be a moment in this week or the next week or whatever, that you might have to make a choice when it comes to perhaps a lover in your life, perhaps a romantic partner, perhaps a friend, right? Anyone else in your life that is very close to you. Because the moon shows, it's like the moon is like shining the light on this, and you're maybe gonna, with the priestess, because priestess and the moon is kind of the same energy, you're seeing right through the illusion. You're seeing right through this person that is pretending to be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Not pretending, they are, but they're pretending to be something that they're not. And you're seeing right through them. You're seeing beyond the veil. Like you're seeing like, no, this relationship doesn't really work for me. It's like not what it seems. It's like they are taking advantage of me, or maybe I'm hanging on to this relationship because I've been with them for 10 years, or I've been like locked to them for 50 years because they're my family member, or that kind of energy is showing up for me, for you, Scorpio. It's like you're needing to, everything is amazing, hunky-dory here, but is one last hurdle for you to take to let go of something that is there in your life because it's an obligation, or because it's like it's just not working for you anymore. So again, like it could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be. But it's a choice. This is a choice card. It's a choice you need to make for you to step into your priestess role. Because a priestess will never stay in a relationship that is not giving her 100%. And you are giving 1,000%. She doesn't do that. It's just not the way she does it. She works, she is a soul level master. So when you become a master at a soul level, you do everything that is right for your soul. And if a lot of us are in the programming, and a lot of us are controlled by our egos, and it's all good, but we're learning to step away from that. And it is in this moment in time in 2022 when we are stepping away from that, because we need to be the lighthouses for humanity. So we have to step into a far greater role than we are right now. We're going to step into our priestess role. And for you to do that, you need to relinquish yourself or release yourself from a relationship that is keeping you down, that is like you're holding on to because and the becauses are 0 right now. And it's not a bad thing, and it might seem like a bad thing, but it's not. It's the best thing you can do. It's almost like embodied priestess. Priestess is like, she's exactly that new, like, I don't know if you listened to my intro, but it's that 0 point, that neutrality that we are all aiming for. We're aiming for 0 point, where we're not like overly emotional about things. We're not reacting. Instead, we're responding. We're coming from a place of heart and not a place of mind. So very interesting energy here. Maybe you have a little bit of work to do here, but this, I mean, everything else is freaking awesome. So there's this feeling of you, it's all like coming into place for you. I was going to call you puzzle. Scorpio. It's like pieces of puzzle all coming together. Yet there's that one missing link, and that's because you still need that work to be done. So let's see what the new moon in Leo has in store for you, my beautiful priestesses. New moon in Leo for, alrighty, look what shows up. We can't make this shit up, I tell you. We cannot. Love. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. That is what it is. Come from a place of love. Make that choice that you need to make with your lover, with your friend, with your family member. But it needs to be done because it's keeping you trapped in this illusion. It's keeping you trapped in this, and it's not allowing you to move into that new energy that we are working towards. So awesome, Scorpio. I will see you next week. Check your rising and your moon, and do know that I am taking tarot and Akashic record readings for the month of August and September. Until the Akashic records are still open, I'm still taking the readings. So DM me on Instagram or check my info here on YouTube. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. We got awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So if we just stick to the awakening card that this is happening, we know that there's massive DNA upgrades happening now. Energies are wild. We're all raising our vibration, raising our frequency. If this is something that's happening to you, maybe you're experiencing some like symptoms of extreme fatigue, throat chakras are like being activated, our teeth are in full activation as well. You could be feeling that. Our hearts as well. There's a lot of different activation, obviously, like in the body, that whatever it's working for you. Solar radiation is coming in. It's very important. That's what happened. It's very important to take that sea moss of yours. If you don't have that, we sell that on our website. It has 92 of the 102 minerals that you need in your body. So that being said, awakening journey. If you're new to this, you might be feeling this and you're like, what the F is happening? If you're not new to this, then know that you are moving into a different level of awakening. And you might be moving out of old stories and your old self. So maybe relationships or jobs or projects or the lifestyle doesn't align with you anymore. It's just not working anymore, and you're like, what the hell happened, right? It's because you're moving into a different energy or frequency. And welcome to the journey. So let's see what's going on for you, Sagittarius. We have the Ten of Wands. We start off with Sagittarius, which is you. You always show up in your reading. The Ten of Wands is holding on to a lot of burden, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress in your life. Let's see what's going on with you. Eight of Cups, having to leave something behind. We've seen this before. Pisces energy. The Sun, which is optimism, new opportunity coming, new move, new travel, new heart activation. Love it. The Sun is Leo, so the new moon in Leo could be interesting for you this week. We have the Five of Pentacles. This showed up last week, I believe. The Five of Pentacles is poverty, mindset, lack, money. It's under the Ten of Wands, so there's obviously still money issues here for some of you. The Star card is Aquarius. It's Aquarius. So Eight of Cups, you're moving away from something that is actually, you're moving forward into something that you've always dreamed of, a vision that's coming true for you. And the Wheel of Fortune is who? Is you, baby. Sagittarius. So I love that you are always in your readings. So let's begin. We have the Ten of Wands, Five of Pentacles. It's very clear here that some Sagittarius are experiencing issues with money. Perhaps you've put a lot of money somewhere and it's not rolling out as fast as you want it to be. There's an investment issue, or you're just worried about money. Even you're just worried about debt, worried about this. You're bringing up this issue that on this awakening journey, you know that abundance is yours as long as you don't worry about it. Right? So there's this feeling of lack here. So could be you having issues with someone in your life who is sponging off your money. That could be it. Or it's you like worrying about your life, like your money issues. And it's like, that's not where we need you, right? Because we all know that if you put attention on lack, then lack follows you. If you put attention on abundance, then abundance follows you, right? So there's just this. I feel like some of you, maybe with the Ten of Wands, maybe you launched yourself into a project too fast and you dumped a lot of money in it, or maybe you bought a house and you put a lot of money in it, something like this. You've put down a lot of money on an investment or travel or something like this way, and it's like kind of eating at you right now. You're like, oh. Or again, like I said, it could be someone in your life that's sponging off of you, because it feels like a heavy energy. I mean, money, always a heavy energy. And then there's this walking away. That's why I say it could be someone else, because there's the Eight of Cups of walking away. It's almost like maybe like that's why I think someone in your life that's taking advantage of you, and you're needing to walk away from this person, because it's like inhibiting you from creating your hopes and dreams from coming true, from creating your projects, from creating the life that you want. I feel like you're having a little bit of a hiccup here, and it's like hindering you from making that big step in your life. It's hindering you from that final wake up, kind of awakening, and it keeps holding you back, because it like the Five of Pentacles is about money, but it's also like she's holding back. She feels very heavily burdened with something, and it could be money, it could be material, but it also could be her. It's like a Taurus energy. So Tauruses have a tendency to take all the shit and hold it up inside themselves, right? And I am strong, I am a survivor kind of thing. And this is what I feel here is happening here. You're like holding back from expressing yourself to a partner, a friend, a family, whatever. And you're being the survivor. And it's like, no, that's not our roles anymore. It's an old energy again. Being proud, being I can take care of myself, I'm so amazing, I'm so great, that's old. We need each other. We need each other as a team to move forward. We can't do this alone. It's very evident. And everyone in this journey understands that, because that's why we need a tribe around us. That's our light. We need each other. And that's why we have our own journeys, because we're all pieces of puzzle coming together. And this is that feeling here. You're taking on a lot, Sagittarius, on your own, and it's like, no, it's time to get up and leave from whatever this situation that's burdening you, and to step into your power, babies. Like, this is like a portal kind of energy. She's like has this water, and that's like abundance and prosperity and happiness and joy. It's time to step into that, because once you do leave this situation, the sun and the Wheel of Fortune show up. It's all, this is, the sun is success, accomplishment, a new day, you know, it's a new day is waiting for you. The Wheel of Fortune is destiny, fate, abundance, again, like opportunity, growth. It's so interesting. You got the Leo and you got this Jupiter here, the sun and Jupiter showing up, and this is the new moon in Leo, and Jupiter is playing a big role in the new moon in Leo. So it's very interesting here. It's almost like the new moon will affect you, and it almost propel you to make that decision that you've been needing to make, is to leave behind this investment opportunity, leave behind this project that you dumped your money in, leave behind this person that's milking from you, leave behind your insecurities when it comes to money. It's time to move into something new. This is coming for you. Something like this won't show up if you don't leave this behind. That is very clear, Sagittarius. And it's like your path is clearly there waiting for you, and yet you are stuck in the old, you're stuck in the illusion, you're stuck in the old energy, and you need to make that move. The stars, Aquarius, is a new energy. This is Uranus. Again, there's a conjunction at play with Uranus. So there's a really interesting feel, like you have to almost be unpredictable. That's Uranus. Rebellious. Like do something out of the ordinary for you, because you're stagnating right now in this situation, and you're not moving forward because of it, and it's just holding you back from your destiny. It's holding you back from your path, and if you don't choose it, then you remain in this energy. I feel like maybe even Gemini got this, which is your opposite sign. So it's very interesting. There's a feeling of something like a new sun world is waiting for you, which is waiting for all of us. We're heading into a new sun world, and you are holding yourself back because of, again, and it's an old energy. You are in the awakening stages. It's time to wake up and move forward. That is the cards. That is the message. So I'm going to give you a new moon in Leo message for Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius, please. Pick jumpers, so I'm gonna wait for the jumper to come out. Obviously it's picking the right thing for you. Wow. It's the funniest thing in the world. Look what it says, babies. Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. When your heart's intention is to serve yourself, your abundance will open. When your heart's intention is not to get bogged down by other people's issues and other people's burdens, your door will open, my beautiful Sagittarius. This is a freaking amazing card for you. And you are being asked to make the move away from whatever it is that's holding you back from getting into this sun world, this destiny that is waiting for you of abundance, of happiness, joy, opportunity, growth. It's all yours. It's up to you. All right, my beautiful Saggies, I love you. It's a great reading. It's a bit like heavy at the beginning, but I think we're all there. We're all having to like come out of this old energy, which is keeping us trapped a bit, and realizing that, wow, man, there's something else that's out there waiting for me. Trust it. Trust your soul. Check your rising and your moon for other messages. And also I'm booking sessions for my tarot and my Akashic Records reading while it's still open in August and September. So do DM me on Instagram or here below. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Capricorn. We got Inner Temple, Devotion, Tune in to the portal of your heart. So I'm going to just read a few sentences from here. You're being called to be the devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with the rhythm. To develop a daily practice where you will fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart, but you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you, and so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus toward devotion in this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. So, you got that? To me, it's exactly what they're saying, but I feel like the Inner Temple is like really trusting, I guess what they're saying. It's like truly trusting your soul, really trusting your inner knowing. A lot of us go day by day. We work and we just do things by routine and by habit instead of actually living by our soul. The soul would make us do crazy things, would make us do different things. It would just enable you to live freely, which I feel like Capricorn, you tend to follow a schedule, follow rules. And it's like, take that hour in the day to be grounded with earth, be grounded in the water, to just be with yourself, and it'll open your heart, and you'll be able to make decisions more clearly instead of doubting yourself at all times. So let's see what's going on. We have the Knight of Cups, which is a Pisces energy, which could be love coming in towards you. So interesting energy. We have the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy. The Knight and the Queen showing up here could be a relationship, could be a parent-child relationship. Let's see. The Three of Crystals, collaboration, working together with people. The Five of Wands, a little bit of a struggle with the Knight of Cups energy. Perhaps, maybe there is could be someone younger than you, or could be like a love interest that you're having a struggle with. The Nine of Swords, come on Capricorn, what's going on? With the Queen of Cups is this feeling of grief, hurt, betrayal, anxiety, stress. And the Universe. This is the World card, which is Capricorn. So you're showing up in your reading is significant. This is a very interesting reading with this Inner Temple here. I understand why the Inner Temple is here, because we have the Five of Wands and the Nine of Swords, which are very anxious ridden cards. Like a lot of self-doubt, a lot of hesitancy on your part, a lot of inner stress, a lot of struggle. But the Five of Wands is a struggle with other people as well, as you can see in the other and it shows up with the Knight of Cups, and that could be either you're struggling with a lover or partner in your life, or it could be someone coming in, showering love towards you, and you're like, I'm not sure how I can handle this kind of attention or what is going on. Maybe some of you are like the Three of Crystals showing up. Feels like a work related. Maybe there is interesting. Maybe there's a struggle at work where you're the boss or manager or something like this, or there's a bit of a power struggle here, Capricorn. Maybe that's why the inner temple is like, I think you're drowning yourself. There's a drowning in a relationship, a drowning in a work-related relationship. You're very doubtful. I feel like there's a lot of heavy energies surrounding this. There's this feeling of like, not only is there like a personal struggle, there's a work struggle, there's like a clash here going on. And the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups is they're usually pretty good together, right? This they're both cup energies. The Cancer, Pisces energy, they're both emotional, but they're emotional. That's the thing. You know, they're all about heart, and so there could be some emotions at play here. Whereas the Wands and the Swords is like very mental, and the Wands is very, again, passionate, like crazy emotions. So a lot of overthinking, a lot of anxiety here between this pairing that's happening here. And the reason I say work, because the Three of Pentacles speaks to me of collaborating or cooperating with three people coming together and working together. And the fact that it's three people here and there's two people showing up here, so maybe, you know, these are the three people, or this is like there's the two in. Anyways, I can like dissect it to this, but there's a feeling here of a power struggle, and you're caught in the middle of it, Capricorn. And it's angst. It's like angst for you. You're like you're having a hard time working through this, and it's like diminishing your work. It's diminishing your inner, and it's like the world showing up is it's time to kind of start fresh, start a new chapter in your life. Like the world is the end of the journey. It's time to move away from this kind of energy that's not like, it's not becoming you, it's not helping you in any shape, way, or form. When it comes to, it could be when it comes to a love relationship, I feel like love is coming towards you and you're like, no. You're struggling with it in all ways, shapes, and forms. Look at this, is what I saw right now. I feel like there's like love coming towards you and you're like unsure. And then there's this woman, right? So it could be a female that is like shooting daggers at you. So someone who is jealous of this like union coming in, and you already feel it. Oh my God, there's so much, like a big story here happening. That's why there's the Three of Crystals, sort of like a menage a trois, like a threesome. So it's very like dense, this energy, and it's like an old energy, and we want to step away from that. And that's why this inner temple is here. It's like, come on, go inside and do what's best for you, Capricorn. Stop getting involved in this drama. There's like a drama here happening. And it could be a mother energy getting involved as well, that's shooting daggers at you, at this love interest that you have. It could be like a female, another female energy. There's just this feeling of it's almost like this relationship is doomed from the beginning, because there's like everyone wants a part of you, everyone wants to like, and that could be for work as well. So all this to say, it's like step outside of the situation, step outside of the drama, my beautiful Cappies, and start something fresh. Like take it a notch higher. I mean, if the love relationship is supposed to happen, if the work relationship is supposed to happen, then step away from this like this drama that's happening with this female. It's like it's not below you kind of thing. It just feels like it's not necessary. It's time to move onto a new path, and you like so you have the world in your hands. You got this. Like you don't need all this crapola. So I don't know if this is specific to a certain Capricorn or some of you, but there's this feeling of you like putting an end to it. It's enough. It's done. You're not going to play the games. It's like you're going to step away from all of it, and you're going to do you from that inner temple, right? So that's what it is. It's go within, you're inside, stop with the external crapola, go inside and like start from your heart and work that way. Start like taking steps. Do I do this? Listen. Do I do that? Listen. Move forward in a different way. Or call your tarot reader. And we'll help you through this. But there is this feeling of you having to step away from unnecessary drama. It really is that you might have created within you, or that's being created outside of you. Capricorn. Well, you have something new coming your way, and it's up to you to actually move into it, since it's your card, Capricorn. So let's see what the new moon in Leo, what we have for you. What intentions can you make this week? All right. Vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. Fucking awesome, man. Trust in this vision, because this is you. This is the world card. This is Capricorn. Trust in, step away from this crap. Step away from these people that are bringing you down with their own little happenings in their life. You don't need this crap. You don't need to like immerse yourself in it. Let them play out their little games, and you move with a new vision. I freaking love this. Right, Capricorn? I will see you next week. This is awesome. Listen to this advice. I think it's very pertinent. And check your rising and your moon for other messages. And also, I'm booking sessions for tarot and Akashic Records reading for August and September. So I have information down below, or DM me on Instagram. I love you, and like, do this, man. This is your time. Love you, Capricorn. Bye. Hello, my beautiful. That's so stupid. Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. We got align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change with this shattered face? What is going on? So I'm going to read from the book, and then I'm going to give you my interpretation. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it's harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. To surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. You're being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by. The job, the relationship, the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. To courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity. To embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances. It is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. It's actually freaking beautiful energy, actually. So it's like saying, this is like exactly what is I've been saying in this whole readings, is saying goodbye to the old energy and moving into a new energy. And it's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. It's going to be uncomfortable for you. But in the discomfort is where we find the comfort. It's in this like change that we find our growth. It's in the destruction that we find the opportunity. It's almost like a tower card here. So something is not aligning in your life and you're maybe not listening to it. And you're holding on tight to something of an old energy. And it's like, no, we're shattering. We need to release. You could be holding on to an old story, an old boyfriend, girlfriend, family, whatever situation it is, like an old job, you know, like it said in the book. And it's just like, let's move away, Aquarius. You are the forerunners, right? You are the rebellious ones. Let's do this. So let's see what the cards have to say. Justice. Let's get that. Speak your truth, people. This is a Libra energy. Find that balance. But I think it's more like speaking your truth. Two of Crystals. Two of Pentacles. Making a choice between speaking your truth and Ten of Swords, and living with the grief and living with the heartbreak and living with the anxiety. It's very interesting. The Ten of Swords is Gemini. This is Libra. Okay. The Magician in reverse. What is going on? Magician in reverse. So someone's giving their power away. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands energy, sorry, it's like an energy of impulsivity, I guess. Impulsivity, is that a word? Impulsiveness. It's like a charmer. Let's see. Three of Swords. It's heartbreak and grief. Okay, so we have a lot of energies happening here for you. But the Magician in reverse is like, the Magician is like you're creating your own reality. You're creating you're stepping outside of the illusion. You're doing what it is that you want to do. You're being that unique being that you are, but in reverse, you're resisting it. It's like, I almost feel like you're being given, like, there's the sword, and the sword here is here, upright, reverse. There's like, you're being handed over the option to choose your path. You're being given, like, what is it that you want to say it out loud, and you're like, okay, and then you're like, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm not going to express myself. I am not going to make a difference in the world. I'm gonna stay in my corner. I'm gonna stay here shattered because I don't want to stir. Which is weird for you, man. What is going on? I feel like you're wanting to stay like inert and comfortable where you are, and yet there's this part of you that wants to freaking like jump and wants to like be impulsive and take that flight and go travel and go and do whatever the hell you want. Yet you're choosing this. You're choosing to stay brokenhearted. You're choosing to stay in your grief. You're choosing to not see the bigger picture. You're choosing the anxiety. What is up with you? You're kind of down and out right now, Aquarius. Maybe there could be another scenario that you jumped into a relationship with someone and it just didn't work out, right? There's that with the impulsivity. Why can't I say that? The impulsivity, anyways, of the Knight of Wands. I mean, this is like, this is very specific. I could see this. There's like, either some of you are having problems in your marriage, or you've divorced, and you like very, very specific. Someone's divorced and lost a lot in court, kind of thing. That's a magician. You gave your power away and something like that, and you just went on a whim and you like had like a fling with someone, and now you're back to where you started, kind of thing. So it's like almost a feeling of you made a decision last week, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. You made a decision and it wasn't the best decision that you made, kind of thing, or you made a decision without even consulting your soul, kind of thing, and then you jumped into something else and you're still hurt. We're understanding what we're saying is because you're not aligning with yourself. I don't know, there's this feeling of like you spoke your truth, you expressed yourself, you communicated with someone, you told them how you feel, but you didn't do it 100% the way you wanted to do it. Because the Magician in reverse is like you not being 100% authentic with yourself. You did something for other people. You did something to appease the family, the friends, the work, like your clients, whatever. You're not doing things from your soul level. You're doing things at your mind level. Ego. And the choices you're making are very impulsive. They're very like random. They're very not thought through, which is you. So they're not very Aquarius-like. And you're thinking at the time, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna do like that. But they're rendering you very anxious and not in the best place. And you're still reeling, and you're still like grieving, and you're still crying, and you're still feeling shitty, and you're still like, it's not feeling good for me, Aquarius, because you weren't true to yourself, is what I'm trying to get at. You weren't authentic with yourself when you made a decision. You did it because it was the best thing for you at the time, but you thought it was, and it's what everybody else wanted you to do around you. It's just, you went along with a societal acceptance. You went along with the family, you went along with something that is not aligned with you. And it's still not working for you. Because if you had listened to your heart, then you wouldn't be finding yourself in this situation. I don't know what's going on with you, Aquarius. But what I do understand is that there is a part of you that is not being yourself. You're not being yourself. You're being someone else. You're being to appease to others, which is not you. You don't give a shit about other people usually, and I feel like you're like following the norm of others, and it's really not doesn't feel good to me here for you, because you are not that. And the more that you be inauthentic with yourself, the more that you will remain in this energy, which is low dimensional energies, like low vibration, very illusion energy, which is you keep playing within the ego. You keep it's like almost like you're being a bit of a coward when it comes to your choices. You're playing with the matrix, and that's not who you are. And it could be a lot of pressure for you to the fact that you're not that, but that's what it is. You're innovator, you're a rebel, you're revolutionary. That's who you are, Aquarius. You do things on your own terms. And here, you are not at all. You are listening to others. You're not listening to yourself. So I don't know what the situation is, but this is a message to you to get back into alignment with yourself. On Instagram, I talked about like what you do, what you say, and what you think should be all aligned, and it's true. Because a lot of us do not get into that. A lot of us do not follow that rule, which is a really simple rule, right? I think that I'm in love with this person. I say that. I don't say it to him though, and I don't show it. So that's never going to happen, right? That's the kind of idea. I just took that out of my whatever, but like I really think that I'm really good at public speaking, but I don't do it, and I don't say it. You know, kind of thing. It's just like, get that aligned. Think about what you do and make sure that everything is aligned, and then it starts to work for you, and you won't be in this place of grief and anxiety. Aquarius. Anyways, we're all going through it, so it's okay. I think you are diving really deep into your old energy, your old self, your old stories. It's time to move out of that, and that's not who you are. You are not that, and you are new. So let's get into the new. We are not this. And if you are feeling the grief, I'm sorry, but the grief again is programming to keep you in the low. So let's get out of it, because you are the new. All right, Aquarius. Let's get you a new moon in Leo message. All right. Wow, man. Okay. Can we have like 1,000 cards, please? Patience. Be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. Patience is nothing that anybody has here, because if we just trust our soul, we wouldn't get into this mess here. If you just trusted your path, then you didn't have to like give your power away. You didn't have to make lists. You didn't have to figure out what it is, be impulsive. You would just listen. What is here? And then Gaia shows up. Connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. She being you, by the way, because you are Mother Earth. So we are all here for Mother Earth. Mother Earth is here for us. And then this one flew out as well, which is Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. Starseed also in this deck is the Fool card. It's jump. Go for it. Go for whatever is calling your name. Go for whatever is aligned with who you really are. All right, Aquarius, I love you. Check your rising and your moon for other messages, or if this didn't resonate at all, go ahead and check those. Also, I'm taking messages. I'm taking appointments for my tarot and my Akashic Records reading. You can book an appointment down below, or you can DM me on Instagram. I love you, Aquarius, and I will see you next week. And get out of this bubble, and let's get this magician like upright again. All right. I love you. Bye. Hello, my beautiful Pisces. We got share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. I will read from the book because I like what she has to say. You're being called to share your voice, perhaps by speaking up in a relationship or through writing. speaking, singing, or some other form of creative expression. We each hold a truth deep within us that longs to be expressed. Sculpted for lifetimes, the voice of your soul is like no other. It carries with it wisdom that can only be gained through soul history and growth. By remembering, tapping into and expressing the unique tone, we not only heal ourselves, we also heal the planet at large. When you share your voice, you unlock something in the universe and call a missing piece of you home. Your individual voice is the most powerful sound current on the planet. If you have kept your soul's voice silenced or held back, chanting or singing could be truly life-changing for you. There has never been a better time in history than right now to rise up, speak your truth, and share your soul's voice. If you feel fearful, know that you are not alone and that the world needs your unique tone in order to harmonize. As we each rise up and share our song, we make it easier for the next person to do the same. All right, so raising your voice, sharing your voice to me also feels like some of you are hiding in the cave. Some of you are hiding away from a relationship, a friendship, a work thing, a project, whatever, anything that's a situation in your life, and you're not expressing yourself to that person, to the people, whatever it is, because you're afraid of what they're going to think. You're afraid of how everyone else is going to take it, kind of thing. And it's just like, we're not in this energy anymore. Why are we so worried about other people? And it's like, well, it's not, it's like, it's worse that you stay in situations and then like in 20 years you say, okay, we gotta go, we gotta split, or we gotta, like, I gotta leave. Anyways, I'm not here to impart my opinions. So this is what it is here. Share your voice. What is going on? 8 of Swords. So some of you are having a hard time with this. Some of you are in this cave and you're wanting to get out. 4 of Wands is wedding, celebration, happiness. 6 of Cups, someone coming in from your past, you being nostalgic of your past, maybe the remembrance of self. 3 of Pentacles, work, coming together, maybe a tribe here, but maybe it has to do you wanting to lead, raise your voice at work or in a family setting. 7 of Swords under the 4 of Wands. Interesting. The 7 of Swords is an energy of betrayal, dishonesty, deceit, lies, under the wedding and happiness card, by the way. And the 7 of Wands, having faith that it all will work out. Okay. So we are here in a process of sharing our voice because, let's take work, for example. You are in the mid, you're like working together closely with people, and everything seems very hunky-dory. Everything seems to be working out really well, but there's this like your sixth sense is saying there's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong, and you're right, because you do get betrayed. You do get someone is sneaky. Someone does something behind your back that makes you question what is their intention. I'm talking work now. It could be in a relationship as well, and it's almost someone like you've known since childhood, someone you've known for the longest time, and you wouldn't have imagined that this would happen. Someone who's worked for you for the longest time, someone who is like it's almost like someone who Wow. Someone who's been with you for the longest time. So in Pisces, this is like a warning to you, but if you're in a job or even in a family situation or in a project or whatever it is, there's something that feels really good. On the outside, everything feels like it's good. You have a niggle inside you, like you have a sixth sense that is coming up and saying there's something wrong, and everyone is like, don't worry about it, everything is fine, everything's fine, everything look how everything looks great, the relationship looks great, the work looks great, everything looks great, but you're going to get screwed. Like, that's what I feel here. You're either going to get screwed or you're screwing someone, and not in a literal term, but like you're being deceitful with someone, and it's gonna come back in your face. You're being deceitful with someone who's been with you, working for you for the longest time, or in a relationship for the longest time, or you're going to get deceived by this person who's been with you for the longest. You understand what I'm saying? There's that feeling. The Six of Cups energy is showing up here. It's like someone, like a family member, a friend, like a partner. It's like almost, Pisces, like you're living in an illusion. And deep down, there's a part of you that's being deceived, or you're being deceitful. And you know it, and you're having a hard time living with it, and you also know the other way around, and it's still really hard for you. So you're trying to figure out how to deal with this. The Seven of Wands is like, have faith that the situation will work out. But at the same time, if you're doing the deceiving, the Seven of Wands is like, be the better person. Step up and be the better person and figure your way out so that everything is working in a collaborative way, right? In a coming together kind of way, instead of a Seven of Swords that is like a betrayal kind of way. I don't know what the situation is, but there is very clearly a facade happening here for you, Pisces. And whether it's you or someone else being deceitful and lying, it's time to own up to it and share your thoughts, share your voice, like express yourself with this person, with this team, with this partner, whatever it is. It's time, whether you're being the one lying or you're being lied to, it's time to step up and express, because it's not gonna go well either way. So pay attention to what's going around you, like focus in. It's definitely someone who's been with you for a long time, someone from your childhood, someone from who knows you very well, which is worse, right? But anyways, and that's what it is. It's like, and you have a feeling. I feel like you have a feeling already, and that's why you're hiding in that cave, because you don't want to approach this person, but you know that there's something wrong. And it could be you hiding in the cave because you know that you're doing something wrong, and yet you're continuing it and you're allowing the facade to happen. But it's time to step up, share that voice, express yourself, communicate however you need to do it. And if it's being done to you, then it's better, like share it, like speak up, because this can't go on anymore. This is not a very good feeling here. I feel like it's not like it's been going on for a while too. It's not like a So stop with the facade and start doing what you need to do, because we need to move into a new energy. And this is like the new sun world kind of thing. Capricorn got the same idea. It's a new sun world. Let's move into something completely fresh. It's also a Leo card. So it's like the new moon in Leo is asking you to do that. To move into, create a new intention of moving away from this dishonesty or catching it to move forward on it. Wow, Pisces, I wasn't expecting this. All right, so new moon in Leo, message for Pisces, please. Obviously, it doesn't have to be every single Pisces is going through this, but there's definitely some of you that are going through this. So check in with yourself and try to figure out what side you're on, kind of thing, and attack it, right? And become aware of it and stop sitting in that cave of yours. All right, Pisces, please. What do they need to know? I only picked jumpers, so we're gonna wait for the jumper to come out, babies. In the meanwhile, while it's taking forever, check your rising and your moon for other messages. There we go. We got the jumper. Intuition. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to answers that you seek. Basically, trust your intuition with this energy. So whatever doesn't feel right for you, ask your soul. Don't ask outside of you. Ask inside. Yo, what's going on? And just ask a question. Are they lying to me? Yes. That's all you need. So simple. So, my beautiful Pisces, I wish you luck in this situation, and I hope that you can find some peace here with the person, with the situation, whatever it is. We're all having to move through a little bit of this. So that's it. You can book a session with me for tarot to have better clarity about this, or with Akashic Records reading as well, to learn about your old patterns and behaviors, moving out of that. You can book a session I'm booking sessions for my August and September, so check me out on Instagram or here. I have my email down below. All right, I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Stay strong.